Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerous, and today I have a ranked monsters consume deck for you guys, and that is this Om Nom Nekkers deck. The idea behind this deck is that we have Nekkers, and when Nekkers die, they actually pull a copy of this unit from your deck. So you can use Nekkers as carryover, basically. It's not the same Nekker, it's one that's pulled from your deck, but it effectively is the same thing. Then we have Nekker Warriors, which will choose a bronze ally and create 2 base copies of it at the bottom of your deck. So we can then use Nekker Warriors to duplicate our Nekkers and create more Nekkers so that we have more than 3 in the deck, which means that when one dies, we're guaranteed to find more because we'll have a lot of them. Once we've done that, we can start consuming things, and when we consume things, a Nekker is boosted by 1 whilst in your hand, deck, or on your side of the board. So once we have a bunch of Nekkers and we start eating things, they'll get consumed. And if we eat a Nekker, it'll then play a Nekker. So you kind of eat a Nekker, play a Nekker, eat a Nekker, play a Nekker. That would make a good deck title. I don't think it's going to fit, though. There we go. Eat a Nekker, play a Nekker. That's basically what we're going to be doing. So then we have Slyzard. And Slyzard, the way this works is you consume, but without boosting the Slyzard, a different unit from your graveyard that you have a copy of in your deck, and then you play a copy. So what we can do is we can play a Nekker Warrior, boost our Nekkers, Ekamara the Nekker Warrior, basically eating it, and putting it in the graveyard, and then use Slyzard to target draw more Nekker Warriors. And then once we have loads of buff Nekkers, we can then use Griffin to trigger the Death Wish of a bronze ally. So that triggers the Death Wish without killing the unit. So we can then use the Griffin on the Nekker to pull another Nekker. So then we're pulling these strong Nekkers out of our deck. And that is the bronze core of this deck. We also have Unseen Elder as our leader, and we can use him to consume things that we might want to hit with Slyzard. So we could use him to consume, for example, the Nekker Warriors, or we could use him to just consume Nekkers and pull more Nekkers. So he's just generally useful. It's a triple consume. For our silvers, we have the Toad Prince, Imperial Manticore, Nekkerat combo. So Toad Prince, draw the top card from your deck, then consume a card in your hand. If it's special card, boost self by 5. So we can use Toad Prince to consume Imperial Manticore, which gives 18 points and puts Imperial Manticore into the graveyard. Then we have Nekkerat, consume a bronze or silver unit from either graveyard. So we can then use Nekkerat to eat the Manticore, and that's another 18-point unit. So that's a nice little package of cards there. We have Abaya, Spawn, Torrential Rain, Clear Skies, or Arrakis Venom. So this is just useful for weather clear. Alternatively, Arrakis Venom, damage 3 adjacent units by 4. Not really ever really used for rain, but I guess you could situationally. Then we have Monster's Nest. Monster's Nest, you can use this to spawn a bronze necrophage or insectoid unit. So we can use this to mostly play things like Ghoul, consume a bronze or silver unit from your graveyard. So we can use this to get another consume. Or we can use this to play an Arrakis Behemoth. Whenever an ally consumes a card, spawn an Arrakis Hatchling. So every time you eat something, this guy damages itself by 1 and spawns an Arrakis Hatchling, which has 3 strength. So you're basically getting extra points out of your consumes. Then we have Frightener, which is useful for card advantage, and you can actually also eat this, should you need to, with Toad Prince if you don't need the card advantage, but you want a big eat target. And again, it would go into your graveyard, which means you can eat it again with Nekkerat. In terms of our golds, we have Muzzle, because if our opponent muzzles our Nekker, we want to pull it back, so we have 1 Muzzle. We have Caretaker, which we can use to just take something out of our opponent's graveyard. We have Karen, consume a unit with 6 or less power. If there is no eligible unit, boost self by 8, so we can use this to eat something that's problematic of our opponents. And we have Regis, look at 3 bronze units from your opponent's deck, consume 1, but boost self by its power. So another consume and a little bit of opponent deck grief. And if you're going to change out 1 gold, I guess Regis is the one that you could change, but I quite like him. I think it's interesting to see what's in your opponent's deck, and often you can, you know, mess up their strategies with him. So that is the deck. If you enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up button. And without further ado, I'll jump into a ranked game and I'll showcase this deck in action for you.
Sit at my table and let's drink.
Why should I help you?
Okay, so we're up against King Bran. I'm not generally too worried about him resetting Nekkers. He can coral them though, so you want to hold on to 2 ideally. So, you know, coral is a problem. We have 2 Nekker Warriors, we have Slyzard. We'll get rid of 1 Nekker. We have Ekamara, which is not bad. Abaya, Nekkerat, Kairan, and Regis. Like, this is a good hand, to be honest. Ideally, I would probably mulligan like one of the Nekkers, but I can't because I'm worried about coral. And I could mulligan the Ekamara, but then I can't eat the Nekker Warrior. So I think we just stick with this hand. It would be nice to see a few more silvers. And maybe we could have mulliganed Nekkerat. That would have actually been fine, because we don't need him till later. So probably should have done that.
Of course, friend.
Praise be the bravest.
Okay, so he is on 12, and he's played Wolfsbane. So we will play, because we don't have to necessarily catch up with him, we will play a Nekker. And then we'll look to play a Nekker Warrior. We are going to get Wolfsbane, though, in 2 turns.
I make the laws here.
Okay, so he's going to kill our Nekker, which is fine. What did he discard? Skirmisher. Okay. So we need more Nekkers in the deck. So let's play this one. And ultimately, we're only 9 points behind. Although he's going to get this tick in 1 turn, so we're actually more than 9 points behind.
Crack and eat your ghoulies. Looky here.
If we pass, this will trigger at the start of the next round, kill our Nekker, and pull another Nekker. Actually, does it trigger on his turn? Let me see. When in the graveyard, after 3 turns, at the start of your turn, boost the lowest ally. So it's going to trigger this turn and kill the Nekker, and then we'd pull another Nekker, right? Oh no, it would hit this guy. So passing here is actually alright. It means that we deal with the Wolfsbane, basically, and then we can continue to duplicate Nekkers on the next turn. Because we have 4 points, he has 31. Like, we'd have to catch up a lot of points. And like I say, it's okay. We still have a Nekker on the board. We have a Nekker in hand. You know, we have options. We have options. And I'm going to mulligan Nekker at... Ooh. That's interesting. I don't know how useful Slyzard is now, then. Unless we mulligan the Nekker Warrior, because we can pull one anyway. Muzzle. Okay. Seems good. I'm trying to work out... I guess this isn't a Ceres deck, so this must be a veteran deck. Usually if it's not a Ceres deck, it's a veteran deck.
Stars are all the trophy.
Yep, there it goes. Told you. Okay, so Slyzard, because we want to basically be ahead of him here. Nekker Warrior, which buffs our Nekkers because it's a consume. And then we play the Nekker Warrior and duplicate the Nekkers. And then we'll play this Nekker Warrior and duplicate the Nekkers. We might actually just have to play Imperial Manticore. I mean, a 13 just played from hand is not bad, but it is generally better to eat it with Toad Prince. To be honest. The other thing we haven't done is set up the Ekamara carryover. Okay, so we can play this and keep tempo. So we'll play this, duplicate some more Nekkers, and then now as we start to eat things, we're going to see points, basically. And what points mean? Points mean prizes. The other thing we can actually do if we have Caretaker is we could Caretaker his Skirmisher. The problem is the Caretaker is the one card we don't actually have. the one card that's really good against this deck, and we don't have it. And I guess maybe he wants to drain us, but then we'll just win on carryover. We don't have Frightener, unfortunately. Let's play Ekamara. I'm just thinking if there's anything I would need in my graveyard. I guess we eat this, just in case he has Scorch, that we're better off eating this. There we go, buffing the units. I don't want to get too far ahead either, is the other problem. We can afford to play a second Nekker this round, though. If he does keep playing, we'll just play this Nekker out of hand, and then we pull 2 Nekkers on the next round. And then we can use stuff like Unseen Elder and whatnot to pull more Nekkers, and then we're pretty happy. K-Ran actually also not a bad play here. And I mean, I can also eat one of those dudes with Nekker at, actually, so we should probably want to do that. So we'll pass. The question is, do we want to keep this Nekker, or do we think that we can thin enough Nekkers? If we can find some Griffins, then we can thin the Nekkers, but ideally I want Caretaker and not a Griffin. Ekamara. I can thin a Nekker with an Ekamara. Do I play this? If I play this, I can eat 2. I think we mulligan the Ekamara. Slyzard, because we can then use Slyzard to pull... What can we even pull? I guess I'd have to eat the Ekamara. We can eat the Ekamara with Unseen Elder, though. Okay. I'm just trying to think what the best strategy here is. I guess we could just play Imperial Manticore. We could also just play Regis. And see what we can eat. We'll eat this big skirmisher. Not bad. Not bad at all. And then we can eat another one of these big skirmishers before he can res them with the Nekker at. So actually this has worked out quite a good strategy as a counter to veterans.
Mayhap you'll gawk at Terracania's marvels too one day.
Do want to be a little bit careful with it though. If we Slyzard, we can actually pull a Nekker, right? We can Slyzard a Nekker out if we want to, but we're maybe better eating the Ekamara and then Slyzarding a Ekamara and then eating a Nekker, because that gives us more points overall. Let's play this. We also need to find a muzzle target. We can set up a muzzle target with Abaya. We can set up a muzzle target with Arrakis Venom. Basically anything that is 12 or above, we can trigger with that.
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
So I guess he starts resing the 11, 12s. Unless he reses the 11 and buffs all the 12s.
Like some overseas plundering in springtime.
It's still not a huge concern, to be honest. I'm a little bit worried about Unseen Eldering before that he kills it, is the other concern. And we do want to get a lot of eats in while we can. Because the more things that we can eat now, you know, the better. Because the more points that we'll get. So let's eat this 12. And now we're on 17, and you saw it buff the Nekkers. Because the more times we buff the Nekkers, the more points that we're going to get. And we can just muzzle this straight back. So this is not really a concern for us. Nope. Nice try, buddy. I am still the monsters player here, not you. It's all good.
Gods, not a moment's peace.
Okay, so bear into an 11. Okay, so I think we have to play this now.
The gate must.
So we want to eat this. Actually, I should have eaten this first because I would have buffed them by 1 more point. I'm not maxing my points. You eat the things before you eat the Nekkers, guys. That is a misplay right there. But we pulled 2 more Nekkers. And then we have 2 Nekkers still in the deck. So we can then Slyzard,
Bow before
Slyzard a Ekamara, right? We Slyzard an Ekamara, we eat another Nekker, and we pull another Nekker. And we have 1 left over in the deck, actually, this way. If I hit these, I need 3 in a row, really. I think we're gonna have stacked, like, we're gonna have stacked units either way, is the thing. Like, we're gonna be in a situation where these are stacked either way. Shame we didn't get any Griffins, because we can use Griffins to duplicate Nekkers, and that's a really nice play. We just didn't draw any. So, I guess he reses the 11 now and buffs all of the dudes. Yeah. All of his veterans. We are still ahead, though. We're still ahead by a decent number of points. So, let's play Slyzard into Ekamara. And put this in the back row. And eat. Do we eat the big Nekker or the little Nekker? Let's eat the little Nekker. You kind of want to, like, not eat a metric ton of points, really. And then these Nekkers will get buffed again with Kayran, so we get 1 more buff. Although we don't have a 6. I could do with a 6 to eat. That's, I guess, Blood Curdling Raw. Decoy, okay. Oh, that's a 4. A 4's not bad to eat.
No insult.
Yeah, 4's not a bad eat target. I mean, 3's not great. This is only going to do 4 damage, so we won't be able to make a 6 because we need a 10. So, let's just eat this. And buff our Nekker some more. It's still a 10-point play, you know. Harpooner. Meh. And then Abaya into Arrakis Venom. And I'm actually going to do it on the back row because then if he happens to have one of those repair dudes, that he doesn't get as much value out of it. We lose 2 value from it by doing it that way, but if he happens to have a repair, we're being safer basically for that, because then he can just repair the damage that we've done. But ultimately, it wasn't enough, and we win. And you can see, like, against a veteran deck, the consumes work really nicely. Like, the graveyard consumes especially. Also, Regis, for example, works really nicely against this deck. We'll send a GG, and I will showcase this deck in action once more for you guys.
Nothing like a dwarf to get you to a tight spot. Not tie cellmate tower.
Okay, so we're up against Brewer. Brewer is generally hand buff. We don't need to be as worried with Nekkers in terms of him playing artifact compression or resetting them and basically banishing them. So we could potentially take a risk and mulligan one of these. It's not a bad play. Regis is good. Monster's Nest we don't really need till later on. So we can always mulligan that now because we're only really looking to play that later with the... what are they called? With the Behemoth and also Griffins. Again, we don't need those till later. So mulligan that too. Who's going first? We're going first. Okay, so let's play a Nekker. The awkward thing about going first is obviously we have to keep tempo with our opponent. And some of these plays are kind of lower tempo at the start, so it can be a little bit awkward. If he has a lock, it's still not an issue because we can still find more Nekkers. We can always find a Nekker with Slyzard. Like, you can use Slyzard to pull a Nekker should we need to. So we're not really too worried about that. Especially with double Nekker Warrior. It's pretty much okay. Because the idea is that we want to duplicate the Nekkers, and then we have so many that we should be able to find them. Come on, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, buddy? Come on, make your play. I'm ready. I am totally prepared. Are we just getting roped? He's not even hovering cards. Is he just going to discard? At this rate, you're going to discard. He passed. Holy shit. We won a round with a Nekker. And now we can probably just win on carryover. We have, you know, we have Frightener, and we don't have to win this round. So the fact that he's just dry past us here is fine, because we can just regain our card advantage. Like, we thinned one Nekker. Double Slyzard is not so useful, but double Griffin is probably less useful, because we can use the Slyzards on the next turn. Oh, Nekker. We should probably put more of those in our deck, huh? We should probably get some more of those in the deck. So let's start duplicating Nekkers. And then we can Ekimara the Nekker Warrior, and then we can get another Nekker Warrior out, and then we've got loads of Nekkers. And then we have Griffin, which we could potentially play this round and have a crazy amount of carryover. Like, we have a lot of kind of options here.
Yorvith will guide us.
It's not really an issue for us. Because we can still duplicate off a locked one. And we have another one in hand. And we can also Griffin out another one. Which we probably want to do this turn so that we can Slyzard a Griffin next turn. Okay, so he's playing Mulligan. The other thing is, ultimately, we're not worried about winning this round. Like, we just need to get enough carryover and then just trounce him on the next round. So we're good to kind of drain his cards. And just play our strategy.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
Okay, so we'll play a Slyzard. Get another Nekker Warrior. Play that. And get some more Nekkers. And now we're basically set, again, with our Nekker strategy. We have 6 there in the graveyard. We've got 1 in hand. We can Griffin out another one. So we can get loads and loads of carryover. And he killed... Was he killed in there? A Nekker. So we can actually pull another Nekker with Slyzard should we need to. But ideally, we'd probably rather save that to the next round and pull one with Griffin.
Get the move on, lads. Look alive. Scoia'tael! Attack!
Okay, so no targets yet for Kayran. I'm going to play... Am I going to play Regis? Yeah, I've got all of my Nekkers now, so let's just play Regis and see what we can eat. Swordmaster or Dragoons. I mean, this isn't going to be an issue because if he draws it, it's 8. This is probably a better target just to get the points. Although we don't need the points this round, but he doesn't have the Protector in hand, so yeah, it's whatever. The other thing we might be worth doing this round is playing Frightener, but I don't want to play Frightener until later. I mean, playing Frightener early is useful because then we see what we get and we can make smarter plays. But playing Frightener later is also good because if we play Frightener later, then what happens is... if we play Frightener later, then what happens is they have to try and keep tempo. Oh shit! I can't target the Nekker because it's locked. I didn't know that. That is awkward. That was a waste of a Griffin. Well, we learn. We learn, unfortunately, that was a misplay. I should have played this one first. Still waiting on a 6-ish strength target to K-Round.
This moment, I've seen it already.
Okay, let's play this Nekker. That is a shame. That is a shame. So there you go, guys. Learn from my mistakes. I apparently haven't tried to Griffin a locked Nekker before. You can't do it. We can abaya. Do we even need to abaya? Not really. Come on, buddy. Play a 6. I need you to play a 6. I don't need him to play a 6. I could eat the 6 on the next turn. That's actually a decent tempo play for next turn as well. But we currently have 12 points of carryover. And 6 Nekkers in here. Just a shame that I messed that up. I mean, we can pull one with Slyzard. We can Slyzard the Griffin and then get another Nekker out. And then we've got 2 to eat, which is good. I think we play Frightener now. Griffin. Okay, there we go. It's fine. It's totally fine. Do we play that this round or next round? I think we can afford to play it next round and it'll be okay.
No such thing.
Huh. So he's played his spy as well. We'd play it this round though. We'd be ahead of him. We can force more cards out of him. And then we have 2 Nekkers to come out next round. Which is more carryover. Right. So we should have had an extra Nekker at this stage though. They're not actually that big. We haven't eaten enough. Though when we start consuming with Unseen Elder, they'll get bigger. Still no 6 for us to eat with K-Round.
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vat.
We can eat a 4, which will give us 10 points. Or we just pass and then eat something on the next round. But if he doesn't have something big enough to eat, then we're kind of fucked, right? So I think we probably have to K-Round this round just on the off chance that he doesn't play anything big. Although we could eat our own Nekker and pull another Nekker. That's also an option. Really, it depends. This will pull another card out of him. So let's do that. We're up 8, so he has to play at least 9. The thing is, I don't think he can do anything about our carryover. The other thing we can do now is we can play a Abaya, and we can, like I say, we can just try and drain his cards now. If we play a Abaya, there we go, we can get 12 damage out of it. Which will put us ahead. So, but then he's getting more value out of this Dragoon. That's the other issue with this situation, is that we're giving him Dragoon value. We can Slyzard an Ekamara. If we Slyzard an Ekamara, we get more carryover now. Alternatively, we Slyzard a Griffin and get another Nekker Warrior and then eat them all with Unseen Elder, which is probably actually a better play. And then just win the last round.
Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn.
Okay, that's your round. Have fun. Enjoy. I'm out. He's got 1 card on us, but we have 2 Nekker carryover. So I think that kind of works out okay for his 1 card. And we have a really nice play here. Like the Slyzard, Griffin, and then triple eat is pretty good. Right? Toad Prince is alright. We just eat whatever we draw. Gives us another consume. I don't want to risk pulling the Griffin. Although if I pull the Griffin, I could always just get an Ekamara and get one that way. So do we mulligan this? What do we rather have? Caretaker or Muzzle? I think this is fine, actually.
Let us sing the song of steel.
Okay. Toad Prince. Ekamara. We eat the Ekamara. Boost our dudes. Slyzard out one of these dudes. Eat the last 3. But if I Slyzard out one of these dudes, eating one of them is not necessarily useful because I only got 2 left in the deck. So the alternative is we Slyzard an Ekamara and buff them again. But then we leave 1 in the deck. Would we rather overdraw our Nekkers or underdraw our Nekkers? That is then the question. So 3, 9. It's probably worth it, to be honest.
Mahakam! Ever had your kneecaps broken?
She doesn't want to kill the Nekker, because that's not going to help him. Because if he kills the Nekker, it pulls a Nekker. which he doesn't want. Okay, so, Slyzard. Griffin. Which is a consume. And then pull one more Nekker. Okay, we're on 41, he's on 27. He's got 2 cards, we've got 1 card. He's got 2 silvers and 1 gold. What's it gonna be? Show me what you got. Ooh, that's painful. Okay, so we play this.
Why should I help you?
I guess we want to eat small Nekkers, really. But before we eat Nekkers, we want to eat something else, right? So let's eat this Toad Prince, because that buffs all of our Nekkers. We're not making the same mistake twice. Then we eat a Nekker. And we'll eat this big Nekker. I mean, if he's got a buffed Sword Master, he's going to be doing a lot of damage anyway. We're on 64 and he's on 37. Did I eat the big Nekker? I did eat the big Nekker. We're still fine. Got scorched. Still fine. It's all good. And that is the Nekker Swarm, you guys. That is the Consume Nekker Swarm. It can be countered if they fuck up your Nekkers, and then it's really awkward. But if you can get the Nekker train rolling, then you're on the hype train to MMR, basically. Capacity U. Anyway, that's the deck. If you like the deck, hit that thumbs up button. I know you guys have been asking for a... Oh, so close to leveling up. I know you guys have been asking for a consume deck, so hopefully this will suffice. Hey, we did level up. Sweet. We ranked up anyway. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, if there's other decks that you'd like to see, if I misplayed and all that kind of thing. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, and you can always leave a like if you've enjoyed this video. If you want to catch me live streaming, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jaggerous, and you can follow me on Twitter @Jaggerous, and you can always subscribe to the channel for more if you would like to see more. Thursdays is Gentleman Talk Show, so I'll also be on the Gentleman Talk Show tonight. That is at 10 PM CET at twitch.tv/Gentleman. So keep an eye out for that if you want to hear me chat about Gwent with Swim, Dale, and a guest. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. I'll hopefully catch you next time. Bye.